Have you ever heard of Unit 731? If not, you're not alone. And maybe that was the plan all along. This isn't a story about battles or bombs. It's about doctors turning people into lab rats. It's about war crimes so brutal, even the Nazis were shocked. This is the story of Japan's secret death units in World War II and the crimes that were never punished. Chapter 1. The Disguised Facility. In the 1930s, Japan invaded China. But while the world focused on the front lines, something sinister was happening behind them. In a place called Pingfang, near Harbin, the Japanese army built what looked like a water purification plant. But it wasn't. It was Unit 731. Led by General Shirō Ishii, Unit 731 was Japan's secret biological warfare program. But calling it a lab would be too kind. It was a torture chamber. Chapter 2. Human experiments inside Unit 731. Thousands of Chinese civilians and prisoners of war were held captive. The scientists called them logs instead of people. Prisoners were infected with the plague, anthrax, and cholera, then dissected alive to see how the disease spread. Others had limbs frozen and shattered. Some were locked in pressure chambers. Many were used as live test subjects for grenades and flamethrowers. Women were raped and impregnated so doctors could study disease transmission between mother and child. No anesthesia. No mercy. Chapter 3. Other death units. Unit 731 wasn't the only one. Japan had multiple units. Unit 100 tested poisons on animals. Unit 1644 spread disease in cities like Nanking. Unit 1855 worked closely with 731, often sharing prisoners. Together, these groups formed a network of horror, systematic, military-approved, largely hidden from history. Chapter 4. The Deal with the Devil. When World War II ended, you'd expect the people behind these crimes to be put on trial. But that didn't happen. Shirō Ishii and his men were never punished. Why? Because the United States made a secret deal. In exchange for the research data from these horrific experiments, the U.S. gave them immunity. Ishii died an old man, never convicted. Chapter 5. Why it still matters. For years, Japan refused to talk about these death units. Victims were ignored. Textbooks stayed silent, and the world moved on. But forgetting doesn't erase the past. It makes it easier for history to repeat itself. These crimes weren't just part of a war. They were a betrayal of humanity. And we need to remember them. If you made it this far, you're part of a rare group that actually wants the truth. So help us keep telling it. Subscribe and support documentaries that shine a light on the darkest corners of history. And if you want to go even deeper, the next video on your screen is one YouTube thinks you'll want to see. Click it, because the more we learn, the less we forget.